Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. As you can see, I have two very popular lights in front of us. We have the Thrunite T1S on the left and the Olight S1R Baton 2 on the right. Now, in this video today, I am asked to do a comparison. This is not a video that I chose to do. Again, this was somebody requested that I do this comparison, so here we are with it in video form. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We will start with price point, and both of these prices that I'm quoting you are prices off of Amazon, and these prices are at the time of me filming this video. So starting with the Olight S1R Baton 2, you can pick these up for $64.95. The Thrunite T1S currently goes for $39.95. So I got to give the edge to the Thrunite on pricing. It's $24 cheaper. So that is a significant difference in pricing. Now, both of these lights have a firefly or moonlight mode. We'll start with the Olight. This is half of a lumen for 8 days of runtime. That's fantastic. The Thrunite has the same brightness level, half of a lumen, but a much more significant runtime, 27 days. So more than 3 times the amount of runtime at the same brightness level. So I definitely give the edge on moonlight mode or firefly to the Thrunite T1S. Now, both of these lights come in on a low setting. You got the Olight at 12 lumens for 20 hours, and the Thrunite is 7 lumens for 44 hours or 1.83 days. So even though it's not as bright, I'm going to go ahead and give the edge to the Thrunite here because I like the longer runtime on that low setting. So let's talk about medium. On the Olight, we're dealing with 60 lumens for 3 hours and 40 minutes. And on the Thrunite T1S, we're dealing with a much brighter 94 lumens for 5.5 hours. So not only are we getting 30 lumens, or 34 lumens rather, brighter, but we're getting, 2 more hours of runtime? So big differences in the Thrunite here on medium. Now high, we're dealing with 600 lumens for 1.5 minutes on the Olight before step down, and then it drops to 300 lumens for 45 minutes. On the Thrunite, there is no step down. It's a little bit lighter of a lumen level though. We're coming in at 407 lumens, so just under 200 lumens less, but we get 80 minutes of runtime or 1.33 hours with no step down. So for me personally, I'm gonna go with the Thrunite on high. I just think that's better because we don't have to deal with the step down. We're going to stay at 407 the whole time, and the runtime is respectable. Now let's talk about turbo. On the S1R Baton 2, we have 1,000 lumens, which is very remarkable. That's 1.5 minutes before step down, and then it drops down to 300 lumens for an additional 37 minutes. Now on the Thrunite T1S, things are a little bit brighter, 1,212 lumens, and the amount of time before step down is significantly higher, 5 minutes. And then after step down, we step down to a brighter setting of 317 lumens, and for a longer runtime by twice the amount of time, 70 minutes or 1.16 hours. So turbo just hands down goes to the Thrunite T1S in my opinion. On strobe, we have 600 lumens on the S1R Baton 2. It does not specify the runtime. And on the Thrunite, we get 1,080 lumens of strobe for 157 minutes or 2.61 hours. So my edge goes in strobe to the Thrunite. It's a brighter strobe and it has a long runtime. Impact resistant is a wash on both of these. They're both 1.5 meters of impact. They're both IPX8 waterproof. However, I'm going to give the edge in IPX8 rating to the Olight because it's IPX8 down to 2 meters and there's no charge port cover that has to be in place to keep that IPX8 waterproof standard. Now the candela rating on these, on the Olight, we're looking at 5250, and on the Thrunite, we're looking at 8640. So I'm giving the edge in candela to the Thrunite model T1S. Now the battery, this is a big difference here. On the Olight, we are dealing with a 550 milliamp hour 16340 proprietary battery. On the Thrunite, we're dealing with the 1100 milliamp hour 18350 non-proprietary battery. So hands down, the edge goes to the Thrunite in the battery. No problems there. Now both of these lights have a lockout mode. What you'll do on the Thrunite is you'll push and hold until you get to Firefly, then you let off the button, and then you push and hold for 2 additional seconds. It'll lock the light out. It works very well. Unlocking the light is very much the same. You just push and hold until you see moonlight mode, or Firefly mode for that matter. On the Olight, it also has a lockout mode. It's actually a lot simpler. You just push and hold. You'll see moonlight mode. You keep holding. You don't have to let off the button. You just keep pushing and holding until moonlight mode disappears and you're in lockout mode. They are identical to unlock, but locking them out is a lot easier on the Olight. Once you learn the trick, the Thrunite is not hard. It's much easier on the Olight. So I give the edge there in lockout mode. Now, weight of the lights with the batteries included. On the Olight, it's 1.8 ounces, and on the Thrunite, it's 2.46 ounces. So I give the edge because of size and weight and all that to the Olight. It's a smaller light. Now, dimensions, we're going to deal with 2.74 inches long by 0.87 inches in diameter on the Thrunite. And the Olight comes in, obviously you can see a little bit smaller, 2.48 inches, so it's shorter, and 0.83, so it's a little thinner in diameter. And that's because of the smaller battery. It's a different form factor. So edge definitely goes to the Olight in size. Now both of these lights have a magnetic tail cap, and I got to give the edge to the Olight. It appears that the magnet is a little bit stronger to me. Just from my observations, I feel that the stronger magnet is on the Olight. Not by much, so it's almost a wash, but a slight edge to the Olight in the magnet strength. The lenses are both TIR optic lenses. I think they both done a fantastic job. I got to go with the Olight though. I think their technology and their lens is just a tiny bit better. Now, charging is a major difference between these lights. If we look at the Thrunite, you see it's got a charging port right there. You got to remove that rubber, and it's USB-C, which I like the USB-C. It's good, don't get me wrong. But on the Olight, you got the magnetic charging. So in my opinion, big hands down goes to the S1R Baton 2. The magnetic charging system that Olight has is top of the game. It's the best one in the industry. I don't like the charge on the light with the rubber flap and all that. I've been saying that in every review that I do for Thrunite. I just don't care for that method of charging. I don't like it because I feel that flap has to be in place. Otherwise, you lose your waterproofness of the light. And to me, that's a big deal. Now, the distance of throw on these lights, the Olight has a throw of 145 meters. And the Thrunite has a throw of 184 meters. So I got to give the edge in distance of throw to the Thrunite. It's a longer throw. Now, both of these lights do have a power level indicator. They both will tell you when the battery's dropping, and they both keep you updated in real time. But I got to go with the edge to the Olight on here because it gives you different colors. It gives you green, telling your battery is above 60%. Then it drops to yellow, tells you you're somewhere between 10 and 60%. And then when it gets red, you're below 10%. You know, I'm giving the edge to Olight here simply because of colors. It's very familiar, very easy. It reminds me of traffic lights. Green, you're good to go. Yellow, slow down. Red, stop. You know, it's kind of... So I like the way they're doing that. Now the next one is RCR 123s or CR 123 batteries. Will they operate on a standard RCR or CR 123 battery in an emergency situation? Let's say you just pick up some CR 123s, you want to try to pop it in your light. Is it going to work? So on the Olight, the answer is yes. You can use those batteries in an emergency, no problem. Again, you're not going to be able to magnetically charge or anything like that. And the answer on the Thrunite is also yes. The same thing applies. You can use that battery in a pinch. This one here that I'm setting out here for an example, this is a rechargeable battery, but even if you use that, I still would not recommend using either the magnetic charging or the USB-C to charge this battery in these lights. You might be able to pull it off with the Thrunite though. I know the technology is a little bit different in the Olight, so my edge definitely goes to the Thrunite T1S in this department. I just think that there is a chance that you could charge this in this light if you absolutely had to. The next one is modes from Firefly. So can I cycle through the modes after getting to moonlight mode or Firefly? So starting with the Olight, the answer is yes. You could be in moonlight mode. You just push and hold the button and it's going to cycle through low, medium, and high from Firefly or from moonlight mode, no problem. On the Thrunite, it will not. If you are in Firefly mode and you push and hold the button, the light's going to turn off. So for you to get into low, medium, and high, you have to turn the light off, turn the light back on, and then you can cycle through the modes. So my edge goes to the Olight on simplicity of how you can get to the normal modes from Firefly. Definitely big edge goes to the Olight in that department. Do these lights remember Firefly in their memory? The answer for the Thrunite T1S is no, it does not. And the Olight S1R Baton 2, yes, it does. So if you're in Firefly mode or moonlight mode, you turn the light off, you turn it back on, the Olight will remember that, the Thrunite will not. Now, pocket clips, they're very much the same. The carry is opposite. The Olight wants to carry it with the lens up. It's a nice deep carry, and the Thrunite wants to carry it with the magnetic TAILCAP up. I don't really think there's a difference between orientation of how you carry the light, whether it's lens up or down, so that doesn't bother me. But what I will make note of is this little spot right here. This is a lot thinner than this right here. So if you're going to hook this onto your jeans, this is just not wide enough and it's not going to hang as clean as the Olight will. I do love that both of these are dual direction pocket clips. I do like that. But my edge goes to the Olight in the pocket clip, not just because of the width here, but the design, but also the way that it's connected to the light. It's a very solid connection that's not easily taken off or twisted around or changed. It's a very, very nice pocket clip. So folks, that's really about all I have for you guys today in this video. I think for the price point, Thrunite wins hands down. It just won too many categories, but that doesn't take away anything from the Olight. The Olight is a fantastic light. Now, to be completely fair and honest with you guys, this isn't really even a fair comparison because they're not running the same battery. So if Olight had a light that ran this same battery, the run times, I mean, it'd be a much more fair comparison. So you're almost taking a light heavyweight and having him compete with a welterweight. It's just not the same. If you're looking for a small pocket EDC light, you don't really care what battery's in it, but you want something that's bright and gonna last a long time, good run times, good throw, I would definitely recommend the Thrunite Model T1S. It's a fantastic light. You're not gonna go wrong if you buy an Olight either. These are been my go-to for many years. They're just tried and true, nothing wrong with them, and you cannot beat the magnetic charging the Olight offers. So with all that being said, folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on this video. Hope you got some good, useful information out of it. Please feel free to leave comments down below. Like this video, share this video, and check out both of my playlists. I have an Olight playlist and a Thrunite playlist. You can find any of these reviews that I've done on these lights on those playlists. Hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.